Hey everybody, this is Top Rope Tokes here. My name is Jeremy, and over here we have,
David.
we're here just by the time you see this, 2 days before AEW Dynasty, and we're going to go over the card and tell you what our predictions for the show look like. Uh, Keep in mind, we don't actually know the order of these matches going on the show, so I'm just using this list, and we're going to go from the bottom up because that's where the pre-show
Let's
is.
do it.
So
Let's do
first,
it.
we have the 0 hour pre-show, the AEW World Trios Championship versus the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championship. See, they don't even use the same name. In a winners take all trios match, which is the Acclaimed with Daddy Ass versus Bullet Club Gold. Who do you have going
Oh
over?
boy. Man, I definitely got Bullet Club Gold going over here. I think Acclaimed and Daddy Ass need to split. It's kind of gotten stale. Bullet Club Gold, I like them. They just need to be doing something better. And once Juice is back, it's going to be the hottest act in the company.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it
Bullet
has to
Club
be
Gold all the way.
Bullet Club Gold, and they've kind of been just treading water for the longest time. So it's like this is the time where you can start to try to push them up the card again and really put your focus on Jay White for probably the first time since he's been with the company.
Ooh. Ooh, returning Juice Robinson like does something to screw this thing up for the Acclaimed and Bullet Club Gold win with their honeycomb guy in the middle just doing whatever he would do. Come back, Juice Robinson. Come back.
Next up, we have the lesser of the trios matches on the show, which is Adam Copeland with Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe versus the House
The
of
one
Black.
that's actually on the show.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Maybe they're just using the Acclaim that way because they know they'll help hype up the crowd a whole lot more than this trios match would. So put that one on the pre-show.
It's a
But
possibility. That's a possibility. I don't know.
I feel like it has to be the
I
House of
kind
Black
of feel
winning
like
this match.
yeah, I gotta say it's gotta be House of Black. They
If
need it.
not,
I feel like they need a win.
and if not for any reason other than just they have to continue the story leading into whenever Adam takes on Malachi for the title. If
Hmm.
House of Black lost this match, it would kind of kill some of the momentum in that story.
That and House of Black does not lose as a trio unless if it's against the Acclaim in their third meeting.
Yeah. So outside of that, when they just lost on Dynamite, it blew my mind because if they were smart, all they had to do was tag in Julia and the ref could have counted to 10
Oh,
because there was no counterpart. So they would have been counted out.
we'll get to the other reason why I say House of Black has to win here shortly.
Next up, Hook
No.
versus Chris Jericho for the FTW Championship.
Oh man. Please let Hook win this. I So I'm not even making a prediction. This is just my heart saying I do not want to see Jericho win. So Hook all the way.
Hook wins or we riot.
Yeah,
Um,
we're gonna be real upset without a Hook win.
The only exception to this is I could see how they would try to use this to push a Chris Jericho full heel turn because he laid his hands on Taz. I wonder in this situation he would hit like a Judas effect on Taz as well, or something like that. That helps him win, get the title from Hook, continue a story with Hook to try to build Hook into a bigger star. But I'd rather have Hook win.
Yeah, just give me the Hook win. See Jericho win anything. I'm sorry. I just don't.
One of my favorites of all time, but now, Speaking of favorites of all time, and probably the reason why you said we're gonna circle back to the House of Black a little bit later, we have the AEW TBS Championship in a house rules match. Julia Hart versus Willow.
Yeah, Willow Nightingale.
It's gotta be. I mean, you've been building the story for Willow versus Mercedes and everything else. Unless they're trying to throw a surprise with who's attacking all these women. but I don't think it's a surprise that would affect that story whatsoever. It's got to be Willow. It's been overdue.
Yeah,
She should
I
have had
think
this
it's
belt before Julia even had it.
yeah, I think it's Statlander
I was thinking about that.
that's doing the attacking, but yeah, Willow all the way. Willow should have, like you said, Willow should have won the TBS belt at least a while ago.
Like, she would have
Like her
been someone.
trajectory after that Owen Hart win was just like, okay, where is she going? She's getting a belt. They were like, nah, we're not going to use her.
Honestly, I think if they had pulled the trigger on her versus Jade as opposed to waiting for Statlander versus Jade, like Willow would have just continued to her popularity. She kind of died down quite a bit from where she was. She's maintained still really good, but you didn't capitalize on the momentum that she had at that time.
But yeah, that's why I said House of Black has to win their match, because the house always wins, but if you can't both lose, Julia's gonna like they've telegraphed that Julia's losing already. But so House of Black's gotta win their match.
Next up, AEW International Championship, Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. I don't see how Roderick loses the belt already, let alone to a guy who just returned.
Yeah, I got Roddy retaining. I think O'Reilly might actually be the one to take the belt off of him, but not yet.
Right.
I think this is something you keep going here, because the turn just happened, so you can build this a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Roddy retaining here.
Speaking of keeping championships, the AEW Continental Championship, Okada versus Pac. Okada's not losing until Kenny Omega's back in the company.
Okada all day. I could see like Eddie coming back at some point and beating him, but yeah, otherwise he doesn't lose until Kenny comes back.
Yeah, unless they somehow, because we don't know about Kenny's situation, unless they somehow switch it up and it ends up in something with Will Ospreay. Like, the next time he loses is going to be for somebody else who's like a world title kind of person. Love Pac, but they have not positioned him in that way since his return yet. He's just a guy who's on a revenge trip right now.
Gonna be a dope match though.
Next up, the AEW Women's World Championship with Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. When I was looking at the card earlier, I figured this might be one where we actually might split, but I'm not sure because I think Toni retains.
He retains. Tony's story with Mariah May is going to come to a head at some point, and this is going to legitimize her title run since Thunder Rosa had to vacate the belt. Like, I'm sure they're still thinking back that, hey, Toni Storm probably is just still kind of feeling slighted because that her title reign has kind of an asterisk next to it because Thunder Rosa got hurt and wasn't able to defend the title anymore. So,
but part of the reason it made it very easy for me to think that way was simply this isn't even Thunder Rosa's story. She's just sliding into the story that already existed between Mariah May, Toni Storm, and Prazzo. And now for the match that felt like this card was originally being built around. Obviously, we had the main event, which was kind of like in story and going that way. But when they announced the pay-per-view, this was like one of the first things that they wanted to throw on there just to be like, you will buy this pay-per-view. Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay. Feel like if you want to be able to snap Will's undefeated singles streak in a way that doesn't hurt him, this is a way to, kind of just push the streak aspect of things aside. This is a losable match for him, but I don't think he loses it.
But I agree that I got Will Ospreay winning this match, and it is for one reason and one reason only. Bryan Danielson does not want to win matches. It is very clear that he hates winning matches. Because I'm like, how do you, like, he's like the only guy on that level that just loses all the time.
And the only time he chooses to win is if it's a top-notch competitor that he is also knows that he's going to have a return match with, like Okada and stuff like that.
Yep. You got it. Yeah. That's like, so, maybe if there's another match that'll happen down the road for those two, Danielson wins, but otherwise it's Osprey.
It may not
So
be the most memorable year of his career because of the Yes movement and WrestleMania and everything that Danielson did over there. But when he said he was going to make his last year like the best year of his career, you look at the matches. If you're a wrestling fan, it is one of the best years ever.
yes, absolutely. To crown new tag team champions, or well, to crown the first 3-time AEW tag team champions, it is the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson, Nick Jackson, versus Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR. I have the Bucks winning this.
It's the Bucks.
I think, yeah. The heat that the Bucks are about to get for winning these titles, like they already have some incredible heat, but the heat that they're about to have by winning the tag titles, I'm excited to see it.
And
I want to see people angry.
it's going to be the Bucks, and I think I kind of in agreement with a lot of people online. I think Jack Perry's going to get involved, and they're going to fully lean into that story with FTR, and it's going to be good, but possibly some people are going to cringe at times because of the blurring of real life stuff and fake. But to me, when you can blur those lines, it makes some of the best television. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see how much people hate the Bucks winning that match, and it's a ladder match. I didn't even mention that part.
yeah, I feel like once they put that ladder match stipulation and became a situation no DQ, it just really telegraphed Bucks. They may be the EVPs of the company, but whose house is it?
Swerve's house.
He's gonna be your new champion at the end of the show.
That's our guy.
There's not shit to really say about it. It's happening.
It's guaranteed now. I'm excited for it. I mean, I still think they're gonna make it good, even though it is a guarantee by now. But I'm just excited, man. Like I've told you a million times, representation matters. The first AEW World Champion that's a black man. That's that's amazing to me. I'm excited for it. Let's see it.